Heschel School here, training faculty in using computers, and I'm happy to be a part of the team.
And Zach did our Hillel Maker and Creator Conference. Remember that, Hillel?
Mm-hmm.
Zach and Sam were our team with Penny. That was Jess back in Maker and Creator Conference. So thank you, Zach. Tanya.
I'm Tanya. I'm from Mexico, and I met the Smart Art and the Legacy, and I'm working at the Colegio Hebreo Tarbut also. So that's a lot, and that takes me a lot of time right now. But that's me.
Thank you, Tanya. Hillel.
Hi, my name is Rudolph. I live in Beit Shemesh. Work for Jets.
He has 8 children who don't need him right now at home. Wife is so happy that I'm asking him to be online at 5 o'clock. Okay, Sam. You there? Sam's not there. Jakob?
I'm here. Sorry, I'm taking out the garbage and
Oh, lucky you.
running around.
Okay.
I'm Sam. I work in the Bronx at SAR. We're going into our 5th week of Zoom teaching, so unfortunately, pretty adept at it by now. And teaching middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Gemara and Tanakh.
How many hours a day are you teaching online, Sam?
SAR has a full day from about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 4 p.m. Of those, I'm directly teaching probably 3 or 4 periods a day.
And the kids don't get sick of just sitting there in front of their computers all day?
Maybe, probably, yeah.
And
I think part of it is giving them something to do. And after 5 weeks of being in isolation and being completely, in their homes, almost not going outside, I think they crave that kind of connection, even if it's just digital.
That's true. Okay, I might interview a little bit after because it might be helpful for us. But let's hear from Jakob. Are you able to unmute Jakob while you're bike riding?
Yes, I try my best. Yes, so I'm Jakob Schafman from Belgium. Usually I look a bit different. I just decided to go out a little bit because otherwise I freak out like all these kids in New York by Sam. I'm working with Smart Art since I think 5 years ago, you could say. We had some project the last 2 years. It was very exciting. And I'm here in Belgium. I'm in charge of the Hebrew curriculum at Yesoda Torah School. And I'm looking forward for this project.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. You should have all seen this already. This is the outline. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Momentum. So Momentum, this is your slideshow. It was part 1 and part 2. That's no longer happening anymore. It's now all together. She did ask that it be a 90-minute session. So if that's okay with you, then please email her today that's fine. And if it's not, please email her today and say I can only stay this and this time. And like Helena, you and I suggested some things to do for that. So then say that. You know what I'm saying? Sam and Jakob, are you okay with the 90 minutes?
Who am I saying it to?
In the email, weren't you introduced on email to Ronit? She's the head.
Okay.
Sorry, it was unclear that was directed at me. I thought maybe it was directed at like the program.
Well, are you able to stay the 90 minutes? Because I told her that.
Yeah, it should be okay.
Yeah. Are you?
I'm okay, Smart Art. I understood that if I can, I don't have to respond.
Okay, that's fine. And Tanya, are you okay with the 90 minutes?
Yes, I had a class, but I managed that someone will give it for me.
Okay. So Zach, this is very last minute, but maybe if you want to hop on for the last half hour of Hillel's, it is extremely last minute. It would be from 3 to 3:30 p.m. today and tomorrow.
3:30 p.m. today? I don't think I can do it today.
3 till 3:30. Okay, which is fine.
And tomorrow? I thought it was just today.
Oh, you're doing today. No, today and tomorrow, but you're doing today. Oh, Mark. Where's Mark? Oh my God. Mark is supposed to be here tomorrow. Okay, so you only signed up for today, Hillel.
Right.
Mark. He didn't answer me. So if he's not coming online right now, Yaakov and Sam, can I ask you to fill him in?
Not sure that I'll have time today.
Smadar, if you want to write Mark, then he should contact me. I send him anyway already my phone number. I tried earlier today to call him just to coordinate for tomorrow. So just remind him that he should be in touch with me.
Mark Berg?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'll do that. Well, you all have each other's phone numbers from the WhatsApp group. Okay, so we're going through, you're all joining from Yaakov's link. This is Yaakov's link for both days. I have all your emails on this. If there's anything inaccurate, then Tanya, sorry, Tanya. They sent me a Zoom link for you.
Okay. That's what I was waiting.
But didn't I introduce you, Tanya? I introduced all of you on email, right?
Yeah.
So Tanya, just write to her and please ask her for the Zoom link. Okay, and then ask her to make you a co-host. Do you all know the co-host feature on Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so Yaakov, you're gonna have to make someone a co-host as soon as you get on.
So basically tonight I have Sam and Hiller with me, right?
Yeah. Hillel's
So I make. Sorry.
Hillel's gonna leave early. He can only stay for an hour. So
Yeah, I can make both co-hosts. If Hiller leaves, that doesn't ruin anything. It just enables him to troubleshoot if needed.
okay.
No?
I don't know. So then this is the slideshow. Oh, here's Mark. Hi, Mark. Phew. Mark, you there? Can you hear me? Hello. Okay, we're just gonna walk through this now. You can change this. You can make copies of it. You can do whatever you want to it as long as it has the basic goal of it. Hi, Mark. Can you hear? You're muted. Oh, now you can. Hi. Can you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Now I'm unmuted. Hi, I'm Mark Rosenberg. I been teaching a long time in America and here. Taught with Smadar many years ago remotely. I work in Nefesh B'Nefesh full time and love helping educate people. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to say.
That's fine. So you can meet Tanya, Hillel, Sam, Yaakov, and Zach. Sam and Zach in New York. Tanya's in Mexico. Hillel's in Beit Shemesh. Yaakov's in Belgium.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, this is your team. They all have worked with me at some point, except for Tanya. She is now being inculcated, but now you're all working for United. See the little sign behind me? Okay, so this is the slideshow. Hillel, do you want to change it or you don't want to bother?
Oh, I don't think it's okay.
Okay, so I start with the collaborative question because we want them to be, as Yaakov, as soon as you get on, I imagine the momentum people will have something to say, and then I imagine they will break you in, and then Yaakov will break you all into the Zoom rooms. That's the way I understood it. And they are all meeting with you 20 minutes before the session tonight and tomorrow night, and Tanya, yours will be on Tuesday night. Tanya speaks Spanish, obviously, she's in Mexico, so she's doing this all on her own on Tuesday in Spanish. If you want to join, you're more than welcome.
Please.
It would be nice for you to have support. Maybe I'll write that, but they don't speak Spanish. So I do collaborative questions. This is like the agenda. I give a little speech about don't copy paste your regular sessions. Remember, these are all adults teaching adults. It's not school kids. So stay away from school related verbs and words. They're very sensitive to that. They don't want to hear anything school related. They want to know that you understand their audience. So the copy paste story I say is don't copy paste your educational experience is what I call it. You can call it whatever you want. If you're teaching in a living room to a woman, they have this curriculum called Year of Growth. I don't know what's in it, but that's what it's called. So I say don't copy paste your living room experience. This is not your living room. This is Zoom. Use Zoom at its best. Again, if you want to use this, you can. If you want to change it, you can't. If you want to change it, feel free to change it. So I just say, then what I said, what is Zoom good for? And you can ask them. You can see each other, you can hear each other, you can chat. I really encourage the chat. They're not used to it. Try and get them used to it, because it's a great way to get feedback. And then I ask more collaborative questions, such as this, that is PACE-off related. I've had some really good responses for this too. So I do encourage this question. But again, if you want to change it to something you're more excited about, you can do that. They might not know what a collaborative question is, so I would spend a minute on that, and then I would have them ask their own and have them put it in the chat. Who wants to give an example of a collaborative question? Mark, go for it.
I find that opening questions are very important because a good question can disarm people and almost forget about where they are. I sometimes ask people if they could have as a teacher, I would ask a question, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? Because everyone can have a superpower, but something that usually a collaborative question allows someone to build off of that solution or question. That the answer is not yes or no. It's something that's going to allow people to build or expand upon. So I think if you could have what's one way that you think that we should help more people feel less lonely? There's not one answer to that question, so people can collaborate on what were ways to break the loneliness of being in isolation.
I love that question. I love your superpower question too. Feel free to, once you get to your Zoom rooms, go for it. I think that's a great one. Hilla, what's yours?
I was going to address, what are they doing differently for Pesach based on this year's experiences, current situation? Great.
Tanya?
I'm gonna ask them if their community, as they lived in South America, if their community is doing given the chance to do something for the elders, what what they can do about it. We have a lot of interesting projects, so we're connecting children with the elder. We're letting them ask for be communicated. So I'm gonna start with that.
Great. Jakob, you have a good one?
So for collaborative questions,
yeah,
are they collaborating on an answer, or they're just like a question that's like everybody's responding to? What's collaborative about it?
Everyone's responding, like, what's your superpower? And then you'll get some great answers. And even all the questions that you ask, you'll get some great answers. So then it's up to you, the facilitator, teach them. They want to become facilitators. They're not as comfortable as you are with the technology. So that's another hurdle that you'll need to adjust based on the responses of the people in your group. But you want to say to them, what's your collaborative question? What can you now ask your people in your class, your constituents, to get them to share? Collaborative questions are bonding. Once we all write what our superpowers are, then we bond. I want to be an infectious specialist.
Smadar?
Yeah, go ahead.
2 questions about the public connected to collaborative questions. First of all, are they all doing the same program, teaching in the same program?
In Momentum, yes.
Okay. And secondly, do they have a pedagogical background? Are they struggling just with online, or can we assume, for example, they know Bloom's and things like this?
Well, they're teaching adults, so I don't know.
They might not have gone to education school.
Right. Probably they're more like, first of all, woman, I imagine. So whatever, dress nicely. And secondly, I don't know if they're all trained educators. They're probably more like NCSY people, like really dynamic, charisma, amazing personalities, can, do a kumsitz to knock your socks off type of thing. I don't know that they all have educational training. I don't know that they need it for their jobs. Their job is to bring women to Israel and then keep them connected afterward, whatever way they can.
I think a great like open-ended or collaborative question, not necessarily for this group, but to use in this group as an example, is to say something like, "What are your anxieties today? Like, what are you most scared of about this situation?" Obviously, not to be used the first time you're Zooming with a group of strangers, but I think when you're meeting with a group of adults that maybe you've known before, that you have a continuing meeting with, I think that's something that can be something that is a real bonding and opening, honest experience.
So you guys have this down. So I would encourage, Ronit is the CEO and you're going to be meeting her 20 minutes early. I really hope she lets you do this part in breakout rooms. And I would push back a little, say, you know, Smadar spoke to us, we prepped it, we all have our, you know, questions ready. I hope she does not keep the collaborative question part all together, because that's 50 people in a room and that just kind of kills it, because you can't read 50 chats, you can't give 50 people time. So I would give her that pushback if she does it. Then I share what I do love about Zoom if we're not copying pasting. So we have this. Again, you can change these slides to however you like. Each of you can make your own copy for your own room. They might not know how to make a slideshow. You might want to ask that question. I did this with Chabad rabbis last week. They did not know where Google Slides was. They did not know the little explore part, you know, on Google Slides to make it look pretty. They did not know how to find pictures online. So you might want to address that in terms of anxiety, because we do want to encourage them to have a slideshow and have an agenda and share what they're going to talk about, and they might know how to do that.
Smadar?
Here we go. Here's common PowerPoint mistakes. Number one.
Sorry, yes.
Oh. Yeah?
Yeah.
I just want to say I enabled the nonverbal, there's something called nonverbal feedback on Zoom. Do you know that?
Plus
Yeah,
Give you-
thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Yes, no question. Yeah, so maybe it's an idea if you want to ask a question like, do you know Google Slides? Any question that is not collaborative, it's a yes, no. Let them use those tools, and so it should be enabled. I think it's on. So maybe that's an idea.
You can, again, I would judge your audience. The audience that I had that were clueless about making a slideshow, I didn't want to like stress them out further by having to find more icons on the menu bar that they would just stress out about, you know. But if you feel like they're there and you feel like that's a happy question, so then do it. If you feel like that will just scare them and stress them out more, then not. I think you have to personalize that one. I found this video, which is short. It's only supposed to play the first minute and 14 seconds. So if you wanted to show it, you can.
So here we go. Here's common PowerPoint mistakes. Number one, people tend to put every word they are going to say on their PowerPoint slides. Although this eliminates the need to memorize your talk, ultimately this makes your slides crowded, wordy, and boring. You will lose your audience's attention before you even reach the bottom of your first slide. Please don't do that anymore, please. Number two, most common, many people do not run spell check. Big mistake. Nothing makes you look stupider than spelling errors. If it's got a red line under it, recheck the spelling. And finally, I hate this. Avoid excessive bullet pointing, only key points. Too many bullet points, and your key messages will not stand out. In fact, the term bullet point comes from people firing guns at annoying presenters.
So I use that to like break the ice, makes people laugh. It's funny. I stop it right there. So I did put in to stop at a minute 13. It did not stop, but I would not watch the whole thing. The rest of it, I don't think is so funny. If you want to use it, feel free. Any questions about this one? Okay. Then you talk about Zoom rooms, and if when you're in your own Zoom room, you don't need to break them up into additional ones. Obviously, they'll already be in there with you. But then you could talk about, we are now in a group. If you want to break up your team into Zoom rooms, give them an activity to do. You don't want to call it an assignment. Again, it's an adult, and you could call it something adult sounding that's interesting. Probably activity is not even a good enough word. And give them a time limit, and you can demonstrate. You will be demonstrated by the fact that you are in a Zoom room. You will be demonstrated by the fact that you have a time limit. It should take you have an hour and a half, which is a very long time. So the first part will take maybe 20 minutes. What you love about Zoom will take a couple of minutes, and then the 2 activities. So let's take a look at the 2 activities. One activity is this quizzes thing. Now this has already been written by them. So everyone had a chance to look at quizzes. These are their 3 pictures. So we're gonna play it live just to make sure that we know how to do it. So I'm gonna press this host game thing, and you're gonna have to go into your phones or computers to do it. Where's my menu bar? Here. So there's the link. You can either use your phone or here. So you have to log on. Sorry.
Smadar, can you say a word about how quizzes is going to benefit them with adult learners? Because I see the benefits for students, but like what kind of programs are they engaged in that they're going to be doing these kinds of quizzes?
So I think on they are going to be working with their ladies online, and if they don't know anything, they have this year of growth curriculum, and I imagine they want to teach them something about Pesach, unaffiliated women, and try and inspire them in some way, assuming that also their Israel trip is canceled and all of their learning was towards this Israel trip. So they have to be very creative, but they want to build bonding and they want to build connection, and these games can do that. You'll see the questions that were asked are like fun questions. Who's not on?
I'm not. Sorry, I'm washing dishes.
Okay, so I'll start with that. So you'll see I hate the music. You can shut off the music. You can also tell them that. Press up here and shut off the music. So if you have the question, it should be on your screen. It's not like Kahoot where you need me to facilitate. You can go at your own pace. But the questions are funny. How are you navigating being a leader in your community during Corona? If you're washing dishes, I'll read them to you. So the answers are barely coping, trying not to kill my kids. B, doing my best. 3, drinking Corona. 4, hiding in the basement. 5, using this as an opportunity. And they wrote these questions with me. So they might want to use it as an icebreaker activity. They might want to use it for knowledge. They might want to use it, I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Their second question is, how comfortable are you in an online environment? They wrote, not at all, digital immigrant related to Steve Jobs. I'm a millennial, or my grandchildren help me. Like, those are the kinds of questions.
Do you see their answers?
Yes. When you go, I think this thing is super cool, by the way, if you are teaching in a school. Then you go back to the leaderboard and you see their answers, and then I'll tell you.
You don't see how they answered.
No, you do. As soon as I press done, you'll see everything.
Okay.
And the last question, are you using any online resources with your participants? 1, social media. 2, momentum, boost. I guess they have their own stuff. The year of growth, that's their curriculum. Or I'm sharing inspiration from outside sources. Hi, Jakob. So now when I press end game, look how cool it is. Yes, I want to end the game. Then you get all their stats. Hello. Did I lose all the stats? No, here we go. So you see their answers. You see how many seconds it took them to answer the question. And you see everything. It's so cool. I find it.
And just to clarify,
Yeah.
so I don't have that quiz in my quizzes account. So everyone's going to be working on the same document, and then at the end, whoever is in charge of that document is going to end it?
Here, when you go through this, either this slideshow or on here, you click on this quizzes game, and you should get it right there. You should get this exact game. And
But then I'm hosting my own,
yes,
folks in my breakout group?
yes. If you
Okay.
have it right now, and if you're concerned about it, you can duplicate it, put it in your own account, and then play it off your own account. That might be a problem if we're all trying to facilitate the same game. You're right.
Okay, so I'll try to do that.
Maybe you all want to do that. How does that sound? Okay, Mark, Yakovilla, you'll make your own. Tanya, you'll make your own. Click this.
I already made it because I made it in Spanish.
Oh, you did it in Spanish. Okay, great. So I think that's a good idea. Then they want to see Padlet, so I put 2 Padlet samples here: visiting history and creating worlds. Did I put them in here too? Yes, I did. So you can just click on them. Again, I think the visiting history one is really good for adults in this audience. Name a time where you would want to visit someone in history and why, and show them how to use a Padlet that they just have to post here. Show them how to post a question and answer. What's it called? They can write anything in here. Whatever you want to write. If I write David Ben Gurion up here, then a picture of him will come up, and I can put it in.
I'm in quizzes now. It's not letting me duplicate it. I don't know how to duplicate.
Did you make an account? Did you create an account?
Yeah, I'm in my account.
Well, you're the tech guy. You're gonna have to figure that one out.
Speaking of which, are they interested in knowing the technical details of how to do any of this? Just
Hello.
Like, this is
Hello.
what you could do if you knew how to use Padlet.
Hello.
Yes?
I think what you need to do is to go into the edit option. And then when you edit it, you're not editing theirs. You're actually editing a copy of yours. I think that's the way it works.
Thank you.
I
I'm
just
not sure,
saved it to I just saved it to my collection, so.
So I think Yakov's right. You have to first edit it, and that will automatically put it in your account.
Yeah. I just checked it. Basically, you edit, and then when you press finish quiz, it will ask you to save it with a different name. So I can now do a Momentum Community Leader intro with my name in it.
So they might want to see, again, you can discuss this with Ronita in your 20 minutes if you want. She might just talk 20 minutes straight, I don't know. But she might want to see all the results from the quizzes. I doubt it because I don't know how intelligent that is to do or whatever interesting. But so just save the data on your screen. Don't close it if she does want to save it. The other
Smara, if you copy it, then it should be, then it stays in your account. So worst case, you can send a screenshot.
Okay, great. Back to the technicals. Again, you have an hour and a half, and my guess is that these people will be clueless on how to use technology and very scared, and you might need to spend like the first 30 minutes doing, like, I call it online therapy, right? Like, this is Zoom. Don't be scared. This is what we have. You're not going to explode your computer if you click on the wrong button. And you might need to do that. So I don't think you'll get to the technicals of Padlet, of how to, but you can tell them, you can Google it. For example, if you put in Google how to make a Padlet, you'll be able to find tutorials. And if you want to say, oh, I'll send you that link afterwards, yes, then do that. I think that's a great idea. She might want you to do that. Maybe we can actually even put together a handout, maybe not to be sent today, but if we send it, by Wednesday, it shouldn't take us too long to put together a handout of tips. So Hillel, if your team is, super duper and they're all on the ball with tech, then go for it. Then show them how to do everything. But I don't. My guess is they won't be. And then I think that's it. Oh no, I have 2 more things. Then we have. I kind of do an agenda. Like if you have, let's say, 50 minutes. If they have 50 minutes with their constituents, this is how I would break it up. you want to break it up differently, be my guest. I definitely would do an icebreaker with them and talk about that, the collaborative question piece, and it builds trust and it builds a community and you learn interesting things. If you want to, you know, basically everything we did here as breaking it down for them. They might find this valuable. And that's it. And then I would definitely end.
The icebreaker is the collaborative question. Did I get it right?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I don't think you need more than that. Or quizzes if you want to make a funny quizzes game. But I think a collaborative question is much better than a quizzes game as an icebreaker because you can hear from everyone. Quizzes, you just see their multiple choice response. And then I would definitely leave time for this in your Zoom rooms. This will be the end of your therapy, so to speak. You know, if they're freaked out, then you could say, are you calmer now? Are you scared? What else can I help you with? I don't know if they ask, are we meeting again? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know. You could say you'll have to speak to Ronit about that. You could say you're happy to, but we don't know more information at this time.
Should we plan some time at the end to come back together, or we're going hard until 3:30 and then full stop?
I would ask her that question. I think that's a good idea. If she pushes you to stay on for 2 hours, you know, that's just to pay you for your time. I'll let her know.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm going to stop at 3:30, but I mean, am I going to get like end meetinged, or you know, is there going to be some kind of wrap up?
Oh, so I guess if you so it's just, well, if Hillel's leaving early, so then it'll just be you and Yakov at the end. If you guys want to meet for a few minutes and share how it went, that's fine.
I mean, wrap up with the participants.
So my impression is that you're going till 3:30 and then you, oh no, I think then you're all supposed to come back into the main meeting and have a grand reflection. I would do.
Right, so I guess we should plan to do that at like 3:15.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I totally misunderstood your question. Yes. Okay, so Yakov, you'll bring everyone back in and you'll get, you know, the little notice in Zoom room, you have 60 seconds left. And then you'll be zoomed back in, and then they'll have a big reflection. So Hill, you're not even leaving that early. You're only
right. I was just I was thinking that not so much of a difference if we're getting together at 3:15.
But Smadar, just again, so Hillel is leaving at 3, and what happens then with his group?
He's
in
leaving
these 15 minutes.
Hillel, you want to? So we just said he'll say to them, "Look, I got it cut out," but there'll be a momentum. Jakob, make sure there's a momentum leader in with Hillel, and that way she can.
I'm going to leave them to do an assignment, probably either to make a quizzes game or to make a Padlet, or just something for them to work on for 10 minutes or so, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they'll just close the Zoom room and they'll join everybody at 3:15.
Yeah. And I think the momentum lady, my guess is she'll probably take that time and just start talking to them, is what I think she'll do.
Okay.
So I would ask these questions, I guess, from 3 to 3:15. So if you start at 2, and if she holds them till like 2:10, 2:15, so you only have 45 minutes, because at 3 you want to start reflection, at 3:05 you want to start reflection latest. So you have, let's say, 2:15 till 3:05, which is not a ton of time to talk about collaborative questions, to show that funny video, to show the quizzes and have them do it and explain it. I think you're going to run out of time very fast.
Wait, I'm sorry. At 3:05, you want us to do our own breakout group reflections, and then at 3:15 to come back and do a big reflection?
Yeah, and I think, and you can clarify this with Ronit also, I think they're going to do the 3:15 to 3:30 reflection. And if not, you could just say, this is what our group discovered, who in our group wants to, you know, if you could kind of summarize the reflections that you got and then ask someone in your group to expand upon it further, because they're not going to have time to let every single person talk. You can ask reflection questions in the chat. You know, that thing.
Got it. My son just woke up.
Okay. Oh, hello.
Hey.
He's cutie.
Feels a bit to me a bit like over-reflected, but
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll clarify, I guess.
yeah.
So that's the gist.
Madar, what is Lino? You mentioned Lino in the line out.
Oh, so if you actually do get to the if you do get to the Padlet and if they like start loving it and saying, oh my gosh, I want to do these, just remind them that after they only get 3 free ones, and after 2, they lowered it to 2. You're muted. 3. Oh, that was your thumb. Okay. Then you have to pay $9 a month. So what Momentum told me when I met with them is if Corona continues for a long time and everyone's home till the summer or longer, then they will buy an account. And if not, 3 accounts is also enough to get started. And then if you have time to show them a lino, you can. Do you want me to send you one, or does everyone have
You can
one?
always just delete your old Padlets and make a new one, I guess.
You could do that too. Or you could log in with multiple accounts. So suggest all of those things.
Also, if you're using the same Padlets over and over again, you can just clear the responses.
Oh, good one.
Sweet.
Thank you, Zach. You've just earned your keep. That's why Zach is here. All of those comments are wonderful and should be reminded tonight to all your people there, and Tuesday and Monday in Spanish. Tanya, you wrote all that down already, and you know what you're going to say? She has to say everything in Spanish. So.
I already translated all the slides in Spanish.
Wow.
But,
Robust. I met her on Friday. I texted her Thursday, met her on Friday, and now she's already translated everything. Thank you. I trust you completely. Whatever you do will be amazing. I know that. I'm not worried. Do drop me a note just so and if they want more, great. And if they,
Madara?
and Yashikov, yes.
Is it supposed to be recorded?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, you know that means that not all the Zoom rooms will be recorded, right?
That is true. So you'll just have to I would remind Ronita of that after, because I really do not want her keeping all 50 of you in the same room. Firstly, it'll be a big waste of all of your time. Secondly, it just won't be as effective, and then she'll say, oh, this was not great. It's stressful to teach 60 people online. It's really not fun.
Well, we will be able to model how stressful that could be unless they do it properly.
Yeah, actually, if you're co-hosts, you might be able to record your own. You know what? Let's try it. I'm going to put you in the rooms. Tell me if you can record your screens. Okay, I'm just going to
make us co-hosts first.
Oh, good idea. See, that's why you're here. Okay, so how many, Yakov, you're now co-host? I can make all of you co-hosts? No, make host. I can't. I can only make one of you a co-host.
Okay, so put you yourself and me in 2 rooms, and we'll see if I can record.
Okay, so I'm putting us in 2 rooms. That means you can only record 2 rooms.
Ah, yeah, right.
If only 2 people can be co-hosts, then that means that other people also would be able to share their screens or not?
They can share their screen, but they can't.
Anyone can share their screen.
Yeah, but they can't record. You can only record if you're
Spanish. Hello.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás? Me llamo Señor Rosenberg.
Is that it, Mark? That's your Spanish?
I did. I took Spanish for teachers, and that's all I really learned how to say.
I can teach you if this continue. I'm certainly.
Unfortunately, it might continue, so my Spanish could improve a lot.
Okay, so I'm joining all the breakout rooms back together.
Okay, back in the hallway.
Oh, okay. So Smadar, by you it's recording, right?
Yes.
So by me, it also says still recording, so I can basically turn on and turn off my
Record?
Yeah.
Does anyone else have a record option on their system right now?
It says to ask the host for permission.
I do, but I need permission from the host.
Right. I need to take the recording from you.
Okay. So one second. So if you now press record, and Smara gives you the permission, that means that all three of us would be able to record.
So try it. So let me see if I can record and you can record. So everyone, so request. I want to see if it stops mine.
It won't stop it. It'll just add it.
Really?
Yeah.
Zach, how do you do these things? I didn't
I
get.
can see the participants that 2 people are recording.
I didn't get any requests. Where does that come up?
Oh, no, we have to like verbally ask you.
Oh.
Will you allow us to record? And then
Hello?
you have to change it in your settings, which I'm not sure how to do.
Oh, I can change it in my settings.
It says, please request recording permission from the.
The request code.
Maybe you will have to do it in the beginning of
think
the
you have
to
do it
settings
before the meeting
before the
starts.
meeting.
Okay, let me go to my settings.
Can I also make a recommendation? Because SAR started getting Zoom bombers that people spend a few minutes looking at security settings.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, people are finding links to Zooms on public sites. and then
Yeah,
are
either they're
joining
finding links to Zoom.
Zooms and then sharing their screens or annotating, drawing phalluses on screens. It's public.
Yes.
They're
The New York Times had a nice article about that.
Screens sometimes, really disgusting thing. So it's a question, probably should start off the meeting with very restrictive settings and then going into the settings as the meeting's going on, either telling participants how to lock their Zoom rooms or to implement waiting rooms. But you have to, I think, only because I've experienced it, that, I'm going to tell my group about checking their settings to make sure it doesn't happen to them.
Okay, so show them this. Like this is going to be so stressful for them. Can you see your screen with the Zoom settings?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely.
If you change the settings there, they only affect a meeting started after you've changed those settings.
And where do I do it the other way?
If you change your settings from within the Zoom meeting, which they're all over the place in the Zoom interface, like some settings only appear when you're sharing your screen. Some settings you have to go into the manage participants and then more. It's not.
Oh, this I want. Where's what you were talking about, the recording? Is that in here?
Oh, the one that you just checked.
Manar, can you go back quickly? So because I needed to do it by me too. What did you just change?
No, it won't be helpful. It's only for pre-registered participants.
Oh,
so there's an option.
Breakout room when
It's helpful
scheduling.
for you know exactly who's going to come and everyone's a registered user.
Oh, so it doesn't.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
where's the recording thing?
If you search like in Control F for record, you might find it.
In here? Hit
Yeah,
You can
Control F.
recordings.
There's also an option to make sure that when you're sharing your screen that other participants can see your Zoom screen, which is probably something that you want to have on.
Where is that?
You can let other participants see your Zoom screen when you share.
What do you mean, Z, you Zoom the screen?
Sam, what are you talking about? Sam, what does that mean?
So when you share your screen, normally you assume that people want to see only your browser and not your actual Zoom app. But if you're teaching people how to use Zoom, you probably want them to see your Zoom app so they can see what you're pushing on your Zoom.
Where's that setting?
I think I looked for such a setting. I couldn't find it. Sam would be very interested to.
Yeah, I would too. I haven't seen that
I'm
one
on
yet.
my phone, but it should be in there.
This, can you disable desktop or screen sharing?
No.
Allow sharing and select the option.
Keep going down. No. Let me see if I can get my computer.
Show Zoom window.
We can find it. There.
Show
Not gonna
show
find it.
Zoom window. Should say something. Show Zoom windows.
It's the first hit.
Show Zoom
when
windows
you
during screen
share.
share? This one. But what does that mean?
So normally when you share your screen, they don't see your Zoom session. Like I know when I'm Zooming with my kids, I have whatever screen I'm sharing in the back and I want to see my kids. I want to see my participants. So they don't see themselves, only I see them. They see whatever is behind my picture of them. But if you turn on show your Zoom screen, then they'll see whatever it is I'm pushing on my Zoom. Any buttons that I'm pushing on Zoom, they'll see what buttons I'm pushing.
Oh, I don't want them to see that. Oh, maybe I do. Oh, you're
But if
right.
you're teaching them how to use Zoom, then you want them to see your Zoom screen. So you could say, and then I'm going to push breakout rooms. It's down here, and they'll see that you're pushing breakout rooms.
That's brilliant. I was showing that to so many people. Where were you last week? Okay.
Are you sure that works?
Yeah.
No, I've never used it because I don't want people to do it. But that's what it says it does.
That's brilliant. That's perfect for this for tonight. Okay. And where is the recording thing, Zach?
The recording thing?
You said that everyone can record themselves?
Let me
Where
see.
would that be?
When a cloud recording, no, that's email notifications. Let's see.
Maybe recording settings.
So in settings, there's 3 tabs at the top: meeting, recording, and telephone.
A recording, you can click local recording, I think.
Oh, local.
Host can give permission to
Oh,
record locally.
that's locked by my admin. Okay.
That is locked by my admin too.
Oh, look at this. Record. Oh, this is great. Save panelist chat. Optimize the recording for, okay. So we need to open the thing that's
Done.
great. So they can all record.
Yeah. They'll. I mean, whoever is co-host can anyway record, and the other one will have to ask permission, and then I'll give it.
Amazing. Okay, so all of this, if you could share with Ranit, please. Tell her that you'll record all the things and everyone will collate them. Maybe I'll send them everyone to Yaakov, and then he'll send it all ahead because he'll send with his. That's great.
Okay, you have to remind me. Yaakov.
I'll try my best. I guess we'll try to remind each other of the things that we.
Okay. So educational.
It's all short term.
Not really. We're all going to be experts on Zoom right now.